What's the deal, you guys? What is the deal? What is the deal, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess on this wonderful New Year's Eve, you guys. We're about to go ahead and get into a brand new year at this particular point, and I must say that I am very excited. I'm not gonna get into how my year was because I kind of already talked about how my year was, but the year 2025 was a great year for me. I had some rough patches this year, but I also had a lot of things that happened that was amazing. I had a whole lot of things that I am thankful for that has happened, and I am just still here. Okay, and I'm grateful to still be here and still be able to give you guys some content. Now, I want to let you guys know something. There is a new award show that's emerging. It's kind of equivalent to the Boss Babe Awards. And guess what? Your boy is nominated for 2 awards, but not only am I nominated for 2 awards solo, 3 of my panels are nominated. Not one, but 3 of my panels are nominated. You want to know what panels are nominated? Okay. Roasted Review was nominated, which I'm very surprised by. Roasted Review was nominated for an award. The Chasing panel is also nominated for an award. And guess what? The Whether You Like It or Not panel is also nominated for an award. So yes, I got my emails today, or whatever. So all 3 of my damn panels are nominated for an award, which is so crazy. But we'll talk more about this particular award show as they, make it like public. But I'm nominated. Tremel got an email about being nominated for some stuff in regards to his music. I think JT was nominated for something. Carl was like, it's like a lot of us in this like internet world that's nominated for stuff. So yeah, I was very surprised by Roast Review though, because Roast Review was like a little limited show that we do. You know what I mean? Like you don't really get a lot of Roast Review. It just depends on what show it is. But when I saw that email, I'm like, Roast Review got nominated? Ciao. But yeah, honey, yes, the three of my panels are nominated. The Chasing panel, Whether You Like It or Not panel, and Roast and Review. But we'll get more into that as we get more into it. Now, let me let you guys know that I've been covering this Keyshia Cole baby brother story for a minute now, and I have gotten behind. I'm still in part 2 of this damn story. And Zach Simmons, the YouTuber that I get this shit from, he's posted several different parts already, and my ass is still behind. But I'm gonna be at home most of New Year's Eve anyway, up until later on tonight. So I'm gonna be going out this evening. So basically, I'll be covering Keyshia Cole's brother stuff all day. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about me covering his story all day so I can catch up? How y'all feel about that? Because not only do I have to do this stuff, but I also got to talk about Mendici threatening Funky Dineva too. I got to throw that in there too. But I know I got to finish covering this Keyshia Cole family drama. So let me know if y'all want it. Do y'all want me to cover as much Keyshia Cole family drama today as I possibly can before I go out on the town tonight? Let me know right now. If that's what y'all want, leave flames in the damn chat. Leave flames in the chat if that's what y'all want, because y'all know I'm behind on this story. The wisdom tooth thing and all that happened. So I've been very much so behind. But if y'all want me to cover Keyshia Cole's family drama like literally most of today, I can do that. Let me know right now. Leave the flames in the chat. Let me know. Because after this live is over, I'm going to set up a whole nother live, give myself about an hour break, and then come right back. That's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. Oh, I see the flames in the chat. Y'all want my commentary, so we're going to continue on. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up where we left off the other night, because the last time I was doing this, the live was like the video was like 2 hours long, and baby, I was tired, so I knew I couldn't do that whole full 2 hours. So I cut it in half and I stopped it right here in this area, and this is where it gets dark. It gets even more dark. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into the Keyshia Cole family drama, honey.
Are y'all ready? Because I'm not finna spare nobody in the next videos I post. I'm telling it like it is. It's the 100% the truth. I'm coming with timestamps, receipts, text messages. I'm not playing. The story, it matters. Every piece of this matters right now. And I want to get to the point of you understanding how all of this has affected my life up until now, because right now we're in the age 26 in the story. I am 30. So I want you to understand that this is very recent, very, very still fresh. But within the 4 years, I've healed and I've done my process, and now I'm here. So I want you to understand this is the heaviest part. I'm coming with receipts because I want you to know this is not a lie and this is not a motherfucking game. But one night, I'm sitting on the couch and I'm scrolling on Instagram. I see I have a message. Mind you, I have two different pages at this point, a private page and a page where I follow every fucking body, right? Everybody. One page has 20,000 followers. The other one, bitch, I'm following like 15,000 people. But again, I'm following 15,000 people and nobody's following me back. It's literally a burner account. I switch my accounts and I see that I have a message from someone who I don't motherfucking know. Ain't met this person, wouldn't even know him if I see him on the street. And they text me and they say, "I'm sorry for your loss." And I'm like, my loss of what? What the fuck did I lose that you know that I don't? And then I get another message from another person and it says, "I'm sorry. I'm sending my condolences, praying for your family." And I said, "How you praying for my family? And I don't even know you. Who you praying for? I'm trying to figure this out." I paid it no mind because, again, at that time on Instagram, baby, I was a wild child doing anything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay it dust. I didn't think to go on their pages. I didn't even think to respond back to some of the fucking messages. I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking like in my head, like, what the fuck? Why are people sending me condolences? Like maybe people knew my mother or maybe people knew, who my father was at some point. But how the fuck would they know that he was my father? I am confused, but I'm paying it no mind because I don't want no parts of that. I'm scrolling on Instagram, seeing cute pictures, who's doing what and what's doing who. I'm boring, so I get on the stories. So I'm checking people's stories. You know your stories on Instagram, baby. Click, click, click. I click on Elite's story and yeah, you see that shit? Where the fuck was I? Where the fuck was the family call? What are you talking about? I know you just didn't get on Instagram and post that our mother had passed. I'm thinking because Elite is also adopted. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe it's her adopted family, because she would definitely want to reach out. We would all definitely want to reach out, But prior to me moving to Florida, me and Sam had started to garner a brother and brother relationship. Like it was actually like I had an older fucking brother for fucking months. Damn. He had us all come together for Elite's birthday, and we sat there and we recorded Frankie and the Gang because my mother wanted us to be on a TV show together. Now, again, I don't know about the Frankie and the Gang part, but what I do know is I have some great memories with my mother, great memories with Sam, great memories with Elite, and great memories with Tifa, and great memories with Robert. I connected with them during that time, but I connected with Sam the most. I immediately called Sam. Me and Sam would talk maybe once every month at this point. Again, it was more than any other sibling I had. And I gave him that respect to call him. And I said, "Hey, what the fuck is Elite talking about? Our mother is passed." Like, what? Crying. And he's saying, "Our mother is gone, bro. Our mother, bruh, she's gone, bruh. She's not here no more, bruh. She ain't here." I called Sam. It was around 4:30 in the morning. Florida time, which means 3 hours ahead in Florida. So what is that? 1:30 in California. I said, "Where the fuck was our mother? How did she pass away? What is going on?" And then I click on Elite's page and she posted a picture with her and Frankie and saying, "Our mother is gone. R.I.P. Frankie." Sam said from his words that Elite knew first. Elite called him, but before she called him, she posted on Instagram that her mother was no longer here. Now, at the time of Frankie passing away, Elite wasn't there, Sam wasn't there, Tifa wasn't there, Robert wasn't there, Keyshia wasn't there, Neffy wasn't there, and I was not there. Frankie was with Auntie BB, her sister, and both of their boyfriends, and they were at their mother's house, which is my yaya. They were attempting to do a block party for my mom because that's what she wanted for her birthday. I was not going to be able to attend because I am in Florida, okay? I wasn't going to be able to make it. I already told Sam this. He said that's okay. I spoke to her 2 weeks before she passed away and told her I wasn't going to be able to make it. All right. But I'm going to buy you a bottle for your birthday. All right. I'm going to buy you some alcohol because we're not doing hardcore drugs. Now, me and Sam stay on the phone for hours and we just talk about Frankie. We talk about the times that, she shared with him, she shared with me, all of the times I missed because I wasn't around because I was going through my own things. Have I already explained this story? So y'all know what the fuck I was going through. There was so much that I had to take in at that moment and really just hear Sam and really understand that my brother is actually venting and telling me his life story and telling me what he's been through to get to this point. And I'm like, God damn. Also, Sam was Frankie's caretaker at this point. In the last 2 years of Frankie's life, Sam drove, because he lived in Chowchilla, Sam drove from Chowchilla all the way to Oakland 2 to 3 days out of the fucking week to be with Frankie, give her money, give her clothes, and then go about a big motherfucking business because he knew his mama was going to be in the street regardless. No matter what he did, Frankie was going to be motherfucking Frankie. Elite and Tifa were also around, but again, it wasn't around in the way that Sam was. He actually took her in. He brought her to his house in Chowchilla. He brought her to his house in Sacramento. He brought her every motherfucking place that he could before she would feel like I can't do this no more. I feel too safe. I feel too comfortable. I feel trapped. I got to get to the streets because the next hit is calling. I don't hear anything from fucking Elite until 2 to 3 days fucking later. I think it was the 21st, if I'm not fucking mistaken. And she says, answer your phone. It's important. Mind you, Sam ain't heard from nobody. And I haven't heard from nobody because I'm in communication with him. And this is where he feels and I feel like, what the fuck is going on? Because she has 7 kids. I don't know what's going on. And I don't have no contact to nobody and nobody got contact to me. Understandably so. But Sam has been reaching out and they're not speaking to him. I'm going to show the text messages and I want you to understand in these moments, I can't explain how I felt because I was also going through a death in my ex's family and it was his grandparents had passed away. So I was also dealing with that. This conversation for me was awkward because the crying and my mama is gone. My mama is gone. Understandable. Our mother is gone, right? I get that you felt closer to her and I get that you have bonds that I could never be in the picture for. Understandable. I know that. I get that. And you lost someone that you've traveled to Atlanta, LA. Y'all were on a TV show together. That was your mom. That was your mother. Like you wanted her to raise you, but she didn't have the ability because she was addicted to drugs. I can 100% understand why my mom comes out of your mouth. But at the same time, that's still my mama too. And as much as she didn't do for me is the same she didn't do for you. And we have to be on the same page with that. So Elite saying, I'm going to put this together. I'm going to make sure that everyone comes together for mom's sake because mom wanted all 7 of her kids in the room together while she was alive and she's no longer here. So I'm going to try to give that to her. I'm going to try to do that. And I'm like, you know what, Elite, I love you so much for that because at the end of the day, that is something that she always spoke about. Every time that I talked to her, she was like, I want to see all my kids in the room together, right? But Frankie also had conversations separate with all of her children. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. When I went to Elite's birthday party, I slept in the room with Frankie because, again, I wasn't accounted for it. I wasn't even supposed to be there. So me and my mother slept in the same room together, in the same bed together. And she told me verbatim, she told me that night that I slept over, she said, I want you, if anything happens to me, I want you to take care of Sam. I want you to be there for Sam because he's done so much for me that I didn't deserve. And I want to give that back to him. And you be there for your brother. If there's anything you do for me, don't worry about me. You worry about your brother. So as Elite's telling me all of these things that she wants to do, all of these things that, she was like, we want to do t-shirts and, we want to do a balloon release and we want to find the churches. I said, well, have you talked to Sam? And she said, fuck Sam, because Sam came in and Sam thinks this and Sam thinks that.
And this is the part that disappoints me because I remember when Keyshia Cole's show was out. As you all know, I'm a big Keyshia Cole fan. Been that from the very beginning. Keyshia Cole came out when I was in the 10th grade. So, I grew up listening to Keyshia Cole. And I remember when her reality show, her second season of her reality show came out. I had just graduated high school. And we were sitting there watching it. And I remember seeing Elite on there for the very first time. And then I liked Elite. I've always liked Elite, but it's something about the way she portrays herself on social media that I don't like. And the fact that Elite couldn't possibly put her dislike for Sam or her issues with Sam to the side for the sake of their mom's funeral, talking about some fuck Sam this, fuck Sam that. I don't give a damn if I'm not talking to my siblings or not. I could care less about that. This is about my father. So if something were to happen to my dad, God forbid, and I wasn't talking to my siblings, I would still try to come together with my siblings to put him away. You feel what I'm saying? We could deal with our issues at another time. This ain't even about that. This is about putting our dad away. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, really? You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fuck elites coming out of my mouth.
I don't want to hear that. What? I said, wait a minute, hold on. Back up. Huh? Who? Fuck who? I said, listen, I'm not with all that. Y'all can have issues. That's between you two. You are not his mother. He needs to be included in these plans because at the end of the day, Frankie had 7 kids. And whether you feel like he should be included or not, that ain't up to you. Bitch, hand me a pipe and call me a crackhead because, bitch, she didn't like that shit. Verbatim, on the phone, she tells me, if you don't like it, you don't have to come to the funeral. Okay, bitch. All right. I won't come then. Hang up in Elite's fucking face because what you're not going to do is tell me that I'm not invited to my own mother's funeral. That's what we're not taking. I take the time.
But who is Elite to tell somebody not to show up to their mother's funeral? Bitch, it ain't just your mama. It's their mama too. And regardless of the fact, because you want to go in on Ellis because he's looking at it from a standpoint where you cannot say fuck Sam when that's his mama too. You cannot sit up here and say fuck Sam, fuck Sam. No, you can't say that because that's his mama too. At the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about him, that's his mama too, and it's not right for you to try to keep him up out of the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to get mad at Ellis because he's saying that is not fair. But typical situations and families is always the people that looks at things from both sides and always says, listen, that's not the way to do it. Y'all need to come together. Then we the ones who get, chewed out. Yeah, I get it and I understand, Ellis, 100%. Let's continue.
Sit, I decompress, I make me some tea. I really get into the emotions and the feelings that I'm feeling because, again, I don't want to give something to someone that they didn't deserve, especially knowing that our mother passed away. To be honest, at that moment, baby, I was ready to just act like it never happened in the first place and go on about my fucking life. Unfortunately, about an hour and 30 minutes go by. I don't hear from Elite. I don't hear from anybody. I get added to a group chat. Now I'm watching this group chat and there are a bunch of text messages, right? Cool. Everybody's being nice. I see Sam's name pop up, right? And I'm like, oh, this must be the family group chat. So at this point, I'm completely uninterested in the group chat because at the end of the fucking day, I'm already stressed out after what the fuck Elite just said. Now, within minutes, I'm talking about minutes, Sam and Elite start arguing in the group chat. At first, everything was fine. Everybody was joking around. Everybody was making little hee-hees and ha-has. Then all of a sudden, Sam and Elite start fucking arguing. Now, I don't know what they're mad about. All I know is it's a bunch of fuck yous and use a bitch and use a hoe. Sam decides to leave the group chat. And I'm like, okay, well, bitch, if he gonna leave, actually, let me stay. I call Sam because, I'm like, that's my brother. And at the end of the day, I want to tell him exactly what the fuck Elite told me. I call Sam and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because Elite is telling me that y'all beefing and like she's not trying to incorporate you in any of the fucking plans. And now y'all arguing in the group chat and then you left. I'm trying to understand what the fuck is going on. Sam begins to tell me how him and Elite had a disagreement and Elite was working on music. And for whatever the case may be, she was doing it at his house because he had an in-home studio. Now, I don't know who said what and what said who, but all I know is something was for free and it wasn't supposed to be. That's all I know. That's what was said, and they had a disagreement about it. So Sam said, I don't give a fuck. Don't come back over my motherfucking house. X, Y, and Z is done. And she said, okay, well then it's fuck you. 2 weeks later, though, our mom passed away. So while we're on the fucking phone, right, while me and him are talking, I get a text from Vania, and she say, is this a play about you? And I'm like, what you talking about? She said, have you seen Elite's Instagram post? And I'm like, no. She said, I think she either talking about you or she's talking about Sam. But honestly, I think she's talking about both of y'all. Instead of me going on social media and trying to figure out what the fuck Elite said, I hit her phone directly because the first thing I want to do is figure out what the fuck is up. Me and her start motherfucking arguing because she felt like I took Sam's side. First of all, I don't even really know what y'all got going on, but whatever beef y'all got.
Stupid. Let me see if I can read these text messages. I can't read this shit. It's too damn small. But Elite is a bitch. That's what I'm gathering from this whole thing. Elite is a bitch. Continue though.
Got going on has nothing to do with our mother being dead. And it can't bring her back. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to put bygones aside, if you're not going to put the situation aside so that we can move forward with this funeral and we can come together as a family, maybe you don't need to be the person in charge. Maybe you need to sit on the sidelines, figure out your emotions, get it together, and then we can come together, put it together, and then you can show up and be part of this event, which is a funeral. You are not in the emotional space or capacity to be throwing or helping or doing anything because you're arguing with your brother and telling him he can't come to a funeral that you're not his mom. Now, I don't have the screenshot of what Elite specifically said, but I have the response to what I said to Elite because whatever she said pissed me the fuck off. Now, while all of this is going on, Robert and Tifa are texting me and they're like, we don't even know what's going on. We don't know why Elite is mad. She's in her emotions and feelings. I think we all just need to take a little bit of time. We need to separate and let things be what they are. I agree. Unfortunately, I feel like I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to emotionally go through another situation like this. And I'm about to tap out because, again, I can't do this. I feel like I'm the only one speaking and trying my best to get everybody to understand and whoever I'm talking to understand, hey, I get your emotions are high. I get that you have a lot of things that you feel. But at the end of the day, you cannot excommunicate Sam from a funeral that you're not the mother of. I'm sorry. It's his mother. You're not the mother. It's his mother. As much as it is my mother, as much as it is Elite's mother, she cannot tell him where he can and cannot be for his mother. If you ask me, if you're not empathetic enough and understanding enough to allow your sibling that you don't like to come to their mother's funeral or even help you plan said funeral, then you do not need to be in charge of anything. You're emotionally unstable, which is okay. We lost our mother. You need to let somebody that can hold those emotions while actually putting things together do their job because you can't do that job. Now, I get on the phone with Neffy because Neffy texted me and said that she wants to talk to me. Because now it's blown out of proportion because it's already hit Instagram. People are already talking about it. And people are talking about I'm a clout chaser and defending my name. And they're dragging Elite because they don't understand what is going on. So I call Neffy and I said, hey, how you doing? Mind you, I have not talked to her this whole time. Me and her have not had a conversation this whole time. It's been 4 days now. I want you to keep that in mind. He's like, hey, how are you, brother? I love you. What's going on? And I hear a bunch of racket in the background, right? Understandable. Now, if you know Neffy, and if you don't know Neffy, I'm going to tell you, my sister likes to drink, okay? I'm not here to tell anybody's personal story, but what I'm here to tell you is I understand when people drink, and things happen, people say things, understandably so. Reason why I knew Neffy had been drinking while we were on the phone, and understandably so, because you just lost your mother, all right? And I'm not here to judge nobody, baby. I need a shot in the morning every motherfucking day, bitch. I'm not the one to judge at all. But when I got on that phone call, I immediately knew. I asked, hey, where are you? She said, I'm where you need to be. I'm like, huh? Where I need to be? What are you talking about? I'm at mama house. That's where I'm at. Where are you at? I hear Elite in the background, right? I heard her voice. So now I'm telling Neffy, I said, is that Elite in the background? She said, I don't want no problems. Y'all need to hash it out. I can't. I'm dealing with mama. I can't. Okay, since you can't, put me on speakerphone because I can. Said, okay, since you want to take the bullet for her, I'm going to give it to you. Tell that bitch I said the next time she keep my name in her motherfucking mouth, when I come to California, them hands better be ready because I'm ready. Now, I was speaking out of emotions because I'm tired. I'm tired at this point. I've dealt with enough at this point. Since I was fucking 14, 15 at this point. You ain't came and seen me. You don't talk to me. We don't communicate with each other. We don't have a relationship. And here we are dealing with the fact that our mother passed. And the first thing you want to do is cuss me out because you think I'm taking sides in a situation I have nothing to do with. Fuck you. I proceed to hang the phone the fuck up because what I'm not going to do is play back and forth with you like we're in high school. I'm a grown ass man, and what we're not going to do is invalidate my feelings and how you've been treating me this whole entire motherfucking time. What I did was I added Sam back into the fucking group chat and I blasted Elite's ass because I got sick and tired of the bullshit. If you're going to say it, stand on it. If you feel it, say it to me. But the fact that you went on Instagram, baby, I said to her verbatim, I am not Sam. I am not Sam, bitch. I will never be Sam. We are all our own person, okay? And I chose to stick by Sam because, again, he deserves to be at the funeral. If you don't like that, maybe you don't need to be in charge. That's okay. Play the back burner. It's cool. Enjoy what you need to do. Feel your feelings. Sit in the back and let everybody else handle it. All right? Period. I don't like how you speaking. Pissed me off so motherfucking much, it made me want to come back to California. And guess what, bitch? I ended up doing just motherfucking that. So after Elite tried to uninvite me from her funeral that, number one, Sam should have been going to in the first place because Frankie is his mother just as much as she's our mother. And number two, tried to disrespect me because she felt like she could walk all over me. And, you know, I don't take that. I don't give a fuck what situation I'm in. I decided I needed to tell the man I was living with, who I was in a rocky relationship at the time in any fucking way, that I'm going back to California. So at this time in Florida, specifically Jacksonville, Florida, I had two jobs. I worked at Publix and I worked at a warehouse. Now, the boys' rent in fucking Jacksonville, Florida was $800 for a one-bedroom apartment. We were splitting that. So I was paying $400 and he was paying $400. Everything else I was saving. I learned my motherfucking lesson from the other motherfucking 3 relationships. Bitch, you want to get me the fuck up out of here? I'm going to make sure I got someplace to be and someplace to go on my coin. Oh, and I never told him I had a second job. He just thought I was working 16-hour shifts every fucking day. But nevertheless, bitch, I was getting my money. So one day I decided to get off early because I wanted to tell him, hey, you know, this is the plan and this is what I want to do. Either you support me, maybe we'll stay together, maybe we won't, but this is a journey I got to take for myself. So I went to the store, I grabbed some dinner, I grabbed a cake, I grabbed some sodas, I grabbed a bunch of little things that we could put in the fridge or whatever like that from Publix. Mind you, I was getting off early. Then I walked to the Dollar Tree that was right next to the Publix and next to our apartment building. And the reason I wanted to go to the Dollar Tree is because I wanted to get some cheap ass cleaning supplies, bitch. Because Publix was trying to make them pockets hurt, and I ain't had no money. If I'm trying to leave right now, or in the next couple of days, or in the next couple of weeks, I need to save every coin. The cashier that's in Dollar Tree, I see her every fucking day because, again, I walk by there every fucking day, and she's super, super fucking cool, right? So I go in, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how you been? How you been?" I'm like, "Oh, girl, I've been good, girl. I've been good. Don't worry about me, girl. I'm just in here to get some fabuloso, girl. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me." So then she goes to say, "Oh, your man was in here earlier with somebody." And I was like, what? I was like, okay. I mean, he has one friend that he hangs out with other than that, like, and he lives in Orlando, so they don't see each other often, you know? But I'm like, okay, might have been him. He might have came down for a bit, whatever. I'm really not thinking too much of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, girl. Like, oh, did they get anything? Did they get Fabuloso, girl, so I can save $1? She's like, no, you know, they just got a few things, but I ain't never really seen them before. Not even made new friends, but again, I'm not too worried about it because I'm like, girl, I got to go home. I'm tired. So I walk back to the apartment and let me break down how when you walk to the apartment and how it's all set up and stuff like that. So he lived right next to the main office. The main office was in that building, and that specific front door is your front door. So technically they use their back door at their front door because it leads out into the parking lot and it leads out into like the open area of all of the whole complex. So normally you would go through your back door, so you don't have to go through the front door where the office is. But I always went through the front door because that was the main entrance for the street. Okay. So I went through, when you go through the front door of the apartment complex, there's going to be stairs that lead up, and you walk up those stairs, and then all of the doors are going to be on the left-hand side. And then at the bottom is going to be the office, which is to the right of you, and then to the back was maintenance. Okay. So his door was the second door to the left. So I believe the number was like 102 or 202 or something like that. Now, when you first walk into the apartment, there's going to be a bathroom to your left, then the bedroom straight ahead, and then there's a railing. It's going to be a metal railing. It was like a cheap little motherfucking like 1980s railing, whatever. Carpet floor, and then it has stairs. It has stairs that go down. And then when you go down, you're in the living room. And then in the living room, straight all the way back, you have a full glass door. It's going to be a sliding door that exits you to the back part of the building where you can park. It has a bunch of like they have like a little setup for the kids where they can get on the damn swings and shit like that. And then so if you look to the back side of the glass door, you turn around and then you'll be facing the kitchen. Now, in the kitchen, there's one door to your left, and that has a cabinet where it has like the little furnace and everything like that. And then you have a door to your right that you can exit, so you can get to it. It's another entrance, but technically nobody ever uses it. But it was like an entrance, and you can walk down a pathway to get to the parking lot, if that makes sense. Now, I came through the front door. So when I come through the front door, I'm hearing music, but he always played music. So I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's music. Like, cool. Okay, you always play music, but it was extra loud. I was like, God damn, slapping motherfucking shit. And then I walked down the stairs because, bitch, I had a bunch of shit. So I'm walking down the stairs or whatever the case may be. I put everything in the kitchen. I stock everything. I clean up because it was like pizza and a couple drink cups or whatever like that. I'm like, let me clean up, bitch, because you don't want no roaches. He had a dog. The dog was a cute little pit bull. Very, very cute. Loved her to death. Gave her kisses. Gave her some treats or whatever the fuck like that. And she's running up and down the stairs at this point. We playing a little bit. And I'm like, okay, let me go in the upstairs because he's probably either asleep or chilling or whatever the case may be. I really didn't want to disturb him because I knew the conversation I was going to have was very heavy. But then I thought, ooh, how the fuck am I going to have a conversation with no food? So I'm cooking. I think I made some like pasta and I made some garlic bread, you know, stuff like that. So while that's setting it in the oven and doing what the fuck it needs to do, I'm like, oh shit, bitch, let me go talk to him. Mind you, I've been home for about 45 minutes now. So mind you, the music is blasting like loud as shit. But again, I ain't giving a fuck because at the end of the day, it's helping me. I like this fucking playlist, bitch. So mind you, I go up the stairs. I turn to the right because you got to go around the railing, and I open the fucking bedroom door, and this nigga is getting fucked from the back, and then he's sucking somebody's motherfucking dick. The fact that my stupid ass was sitting here for 45 motherfucking minutes, buying motherfucking shit, coming home, cleaning and cooking, just to fucking give him a motherfucking explanation on why I'm going to California. I was motherfucking, bitch, I was so goddamn mad. You could see the steam coming out my ears, my ass, my mouth, my nose, my eyes. Bitch, I could motherfucking be the Avatar, bitch, and been fired. The nigga that's hitting it from the back gonna laugh. I say, you know what? Continue. I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck. I'm fucking through. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm ready to motherfucking go. And he runs out the room. Mind you, I'm going down the stairs because I'm finna go back and get me some motherfucking food. And Lulu just know this bitch ass. I'm leaving. I'm going down the stairs. This nigga's drunk as fuck. He got a fucking.
Do you know how bad I would have showed out? Do you know how bad I would have showed out if I would have saw something like that? Do you know how bad I would have showed out? Do you know how bad I would have showed out? Do you know how bad I would have showed out? Do you know how bad I would have showed out? Everybody would have had to get stabbed that day. Everybody would have had to get stabbed. Everybody would have got mollywopped with a damn skillet. I would have hit everybody with something. Cause bitch, no you did. And bitch, I catch you with my man and you gonna laugh. I'm gonna slap that damn laugh off your goddamn face with this fucking skillet. I'm gonna do something. Y'all gonna get scolded with hot water. Somebody was gonna get hurt fucking with me if that would have happened to me. I promise you. I promise you. Oh my God. Ooh, oh my God. That whole apartment would have been towed up. Okay. When I tell you that whole apartment would have been towed up, that whole apartment would have been towed up. Furniture would have been towed up. TVs would have been towed up. The windows would have been busted. He would have been busted. They would have been busted. Everybody would have been busted. Blood all over the goddamn floor. Everybody would have been fucked up fucking with me. Okay? Every single body would have been fucked up fucking with me. Okay? Ooh,
blanket on. He talking about some, don't. It's nothing. Get the fuck up out my face. I don't got nothing to say to you. I'm good. So he goes and sits on the couch, and the other niggas is upstairs laughing. You know what? You ain't got to worry about it. Laugh all you want to, baby, because I promise you in 2.5 seconds, I'm getting the fuck up out this goddamn house. Now, mind you, all of my stuff was packed already. I had already pre-packed all of my things because, again, I didn't know when the fuck I was leaving, but I knew, bitch, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. So to avoid drama and to get the fuck up out of there as fast as possible, this nigga sitting on the couch crying. I said, you know what, babe? It's okay. It's my fault. I should have gave you more attention. I should have gave you more time. How dare I work 16-hour shifts and be gone all day at work, and then you're not satisfied at home? And he looking at me like, what? I don't understand. I know his black ass started to motherfucking panic, because once a motherfucker is A-okay with what the fuck you doing, he knew. So at this point, the dudes is putting their shit on, they leaving, they walking out the front door. So he go to the room, right? I'm still in the kitchen acting like I'm good, cooking. I even yell up, you want a piece of pizza? Mind you, I don't know how this fucking nigga didn't think for 2 seconds that I was finna stay. Bitch, you're crazy. So I told him to take a shower, okay? Go take a shower and get ready, and then I'm gonna make sure that dinner is ready for you at X, Y, and Z, right? You know, when you get out of the shower, you be good. You have some food, you drink, you know what I'm saying? So he goes into the motherfucking bathroom, right? I waited a few minutes because sometimes you forget your shit in the bathroom or whatever the case may be. You know, you might forget your phone or a towel or something like that. So I waited about 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes. Bitch. I grabbed my backpack, I grabbed my suitcase, bitch, and I was out the motherfucking door with my funds and the dog. And I gave the dog to the neighbor. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Don't play with me. And I called Sam, and I told him exactly what the fuck happened. He said, brother, come on. I got you. I said, you know what? I'll be there tomorrow night. I got my flight. Don't worry about it. And I paid for my check back. I'll be there. Good morning. I am up. I'm about to meditate, and then we're going to get into the parts in about an hour and a half. But before we get into everything, like I said, I'm going to be dropping them like fucking hotcakes because we got to get through this. I have a live that I found from 4 years ago when I was living in Jacksonville, Florida. Please listen.
Them. That's why I was very confused when I got on Instagram and I started seeing people in my comments talking about, oh my God, like, you know, I'm praying for you. And I'm like, praying for what? Like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Right? So I ended up going through my filter messages. Somebody had sent me Elite's page and it said that, she had seen her mom in a body bag. So that immediately told me it had to be Frankie, you know. But yes, it's nobody's job to tell me that she passed away, but it's just a fucked up way to learn from social media. So yes, I was broke for a couple of days. I didn't want to talk to nobody. Like, I was just dumb for a couple of days. So me and my brothers and sisters have not talked for several months, right? Collectively, we all haven't talked to each other for a while. Not including Keyshia and Neffy. So considering that, my first thought was, because Sam took care of her in her last days, that Sam was, you know, the head of planning the funeral. And I'm not saying there's only one person to plan it. And I'm not saying there's one person that puts in input. But when you have somebody that spent the last days with her, spent the last years with her, I would think that that person would not only want to be in charge of the things, but also he's the older brother of us all. So I would think that he would be the one to get all of us together, right? I get a text message from Elite. I'm going to just show the text message. Let me just show it. So she says, like she said in the text message, she's going to put a Zoom call together for everybody. I guess that was on her. She also said something about she was orchestrating it and she's going to figure out when and how it was going to be, right? And it's supposed to be all the kids, right? Now, mind you, I'm still thinking at this point that this was Sam's idea because, again, he was taking care of Frankie the last day. So I thought, you know, he was the one to get us all together in the first place. So I'm thinking like, okay, he was the one to, you know, get me, Neffy, Tifa, Robert, all of us in the room together. You know, I would think that he was the one to do this, right? Find out that my brother Sam, number one, they said that he's not coming. Number two, that's pretty much number two. He's like, they're saying there's no communication between him, that because of personal problems and personal issues that they're having with him in the past or something like that, that he's not invited. Now, I went apeshit, and I'm not going to lie. I lost it because you cannot take away the right of someone to not only have a say-so in their mother's funeral, but you also can't say that they can't come. Like, no matter what type of shit that they're talking, everybody gets emotional, everybody says things, and everybody feels some type of way, specifically when people pass away. I done been through about 5 deaths during the past 4 years. Everybody done said everything under the fucking sun because they're feeling some type of way. But one thing you cannot. So when I realized that Sam was not in any part of this funeral, there was just like, he's X'd out. I don't want to talk to him. Elite's not telling me, like, I called her and she's not answering my phone. I was very worried because I'm like, okay, how are we going to do the funeral with 6 out of the 7 kids? Like, didn't mama want all of us to be there? Like, that at least, can we at least do that? Like, that's just basic shit. Like, what? So I was very confused and I kept calling. Then, I texted Elite. I'm going to show the text messages. I like to speak word from word about what somebody said. I'm just going to show you the text messages.
Yeah, those text messages, I couldn't see them if I tried, child.
Okay, so after that text message exchange, she blocked me. I don't know why she blocked me. Like, I was just trying to express how I felt. Like, we could have an open conversation. Like, I know that this is all about mom, but at the same time, I do want to be realistic. Like, I don't want to invalidate or take away from anybody else's feelings. Like, I know everybody wants to be heard and listened to, and everybody wants their voice to be a part of this. So there's 7 of us. So it's not going to be easy trying to put all 7 of us and get all of our thoughts and feelings together. So, my thing was I wanted Sam to be heard, and I also wanted Elite to be heard because she had valid points as well. But what we can't do is tell somebody that they are not allowed to be there. What we cannot do is tell somebody that they cannot come because you have a personal problem with them. That is not okay, period. So after that conversation happened, I ended up messaging Neffy and I told her to call me. She in turn told me to call her. So then I called her and the conversation was very weird. She said she was in Oakland, which I pretty much knew because I'm thinking like, okay, well, she probably flew out, got a hotel and was dealing with mom and, trying to figure out everything, which I respect. That's what anybody would have done, and I loved her for that. But she was with Elite. And so when she was like, oh, I'm with Elite. I'm like, oh, you with Elite? She's like, yeah, we're at mom's house. And I was like, you at mom's house? Like, let's say his mom lived in the middle of the ghetto, in a little studio apartment, like a little hole in the wall. And she loved that hole in the wall. But I don't think, and like I said, everybody grieves in the same way. But if we're to do business, I don't even go down there. I don't go down there. Okay? You want to come see me, baby, come see me. Or you want me to come get you, but I am not coming down there. And I told her I'm not coming down there, baby. I am not coming down there. So, like, why are we there? Why are we trying to do business from there? Like, it was weird for me. It was very weird to me. Like, I have a condo. My brother Sam has a house. Y'all can stay with us. I'm not even in California right now. Y'all can come stay with us. Regardless of the fact, they wanted to stay in mom's studio apartment in the middle of the ghetto and coerce and plan this funeral there. That's where they wanted to plan this funeral. Okay. A day goes by. I talked to Neffy. She said, oh, we're looking at churches right now. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. How about you think about a couple churches, and then, you call everybody to see if they like it. And if everybody gives a yes, then, we go with the one that we think is the best. Okay, we like that one. Let's go with that one, because we're all putting in. They said we all have to participate. So we were going to call everybody, right? I'm thinking that's the case. During that same day that I didn't really speak to anybody, mind you, the only person I spoke to that day was Neffy. I didn't speak to anybody else that day because I was mad tired and I slept all day. Apparently, Elite and Sam had a conversation. They talked about whatever they needed to talk about because apparently my words hit her. And she was just like, you know what? Let me call him and have a conversation and, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him, nobody's X'd out of this. Like, we can do this, right? They had a side conversation, which is good. They needed to have the conversation in order for us to move forward, because at the end of the day, yes, they can't talk to each other how they want to, but at the same time, nobody is allowed to tell somebody they can't come to their mother's funeral nor have any input in it, which I already said and knew. So I'm glad they had that conversation. So after that day, the next couple days, everything was cool. We were put in another group chat. I'll post the text messages from that, okay? I won't post all of them, but you'll see. I want y'all to show and see that. So the day after those messages in the group chat, I see there's a text message. Mind you, I slept all day. Another thing to note, I work, I have my own money. I'm very dependent on myself. I don't need nothing from nobody. Like, nobody supports me. I am my own entity. I have multiple sources of income, period. So everybody was cool. But during this group chat, there was a couple weird things that happened. Number one, Elite proposed a horse and a carriage. Again, that's cool and that's great. It was proposed to us. Now, at this time, I had just dealt with this man at the apartment. So as I'm leaving, okay, I go back to Publix. Now, I stay at Publix for about an hour with my things so that I can get my motherfucking thoughts together, but I can also get the fucking plan together. First thing that I do is look at flights. Motherfucking flights is too goddamn expensive. I am not paying $800 and something to get back to motherfucking California. Then I got to pay for my motherfucking check bag. And then I have another bag because it's too fucking big and they're not going to say it's a fucking carry-on. So I got to pay for both of them hoes. Absolutely not. I am not paying $1,200 to get on a fucking flight. Sorry. I looked at Greyhound prices and bitch, when I tell you it was $300 and something in a 4-day trip, I'll take it. I got all my snacks, my personal care stuff at Publix. Got all my shit together, packed my little motherfucking bag, make sure I had everything I motherfucking need, grabbed a taser too, because you never know. And I took an Uber to the Jacksonville, Florida Greyhound station. I'm sitting in the Greyhound station because my Greyhound comes at 8:30, I think 8:30 or 8:35, and I'm getting a call from a random ass number. And I'm like, okay, normally I ignore the calls. I don't give a fuck about a call if it's not a number that I have saved. I will never answer a call if it's not saved in my phone. But then I got another call and I'm like, I think there's somebody trying to contact me, but then if they want me, they'll send a text message or leave a message or something like that, bitch. If you really want to get in contact with me, you're going to let me know. Then I get a text message that says, call me back, period. At this point, I'm thinking it's Elite playing on my phone. But then again, it could be somebody that's important. But then again, do I want to deal with this right now? I really don't have time. I just lost my mom. I'm still trying to process that. I'm still trying to process the fact that this nigga was getting gang banged in my apartment. I let it sit for a minute. And 30 minutes later, I called the number back. It rings about 3 to 4 times. And somebody picks up the phone and they say, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hello? Who's this? They're like, it's your sister. I'm like, I got hella fucking sisters. Who is this? And then she's like, it's Keyshia. Who else would it be? And in my head, I'm trying to process the fact that, like, I guess I was supposed to assume or know who the fuck this is on my phone. Girl, I don't know your motherfucking voice. And she has a smoker's voice. I have an aunt that has a smoker's voice, but Keyshia, when she's just regularly talking, she has a smoker's voice. So it throws me the fuck off because I'm like, what kind of hood booger ass voice is this? I'm like, oh, what's up? What you want? I'm just checking on you. I'm making sure like you're okay because I see they dogpiled on you and you know that's not right. I'm like, they dogpiled on me. What are you talking about? She was like, oh, well, in the group chat, I seen that you was getting dogpiled on and, you know, I didn't really know the information of what was going on. And, you know, I was just kind of confused because like we don't talk. I'm like, you weren't in the group chat.
You and Neffy were not in the group chat. I'm confused how you know anything when you weren't in the group chat. She was like, I was in the group chat. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it didn't click to me in that moment that there was another group chat, but there was another group chat that my motherfucking ass was not in. I told her, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, you know what? I'm not worried about it. It's words. Our mother passed away. How are you doing? He said, I kind of just want to take a step back because I have to understand that we both lost our mothers. We all lost our mothers. And at this point, I can't be the mother that she wasn't to you guys. Said, absolutely. I was like, you know what? This is the realest shit that somebody has said. And I said this verbatim. That's the realest shit any of my siblings have said thus far. Thank you for pointing that out because I feel the same. Frankie was my biological mother because of blood. But my mother, the lady that raised me, she's not her. Keyshia laughing at this point because she's just like, you know what? You just remind me of mom so much. I was like, you know what, Keyshia? What I want you to do is call Sam. Because this is where everything started. I would like you to call Sam. And honestly, I would like you to sit back and do nothing. After you call Sam, sit back and do nothing. Because again, we are not doing this for Keyshia Cole. Our mother passed away, period. We need to get it together for us so that we can throw a funeral for our mother and that be that. She said, you know what? I can't take a step back because again, this is my mother, but I was just really trying to check up on you because I didn't like what was said, and I kind of just want to stay neutral to it all. And I was like, you know what? Absolutely. I 100% understand you. And like I said, whatever position or direction you take, that's your own direction. That's how you choose to deal with the situations. And how I choose to deal with it, we don't have to be the same. And that's okay. We just continue to talk for a little bit. We were on the phone for like maybe 30 minutes. And then she decides to say, like, you know, I can't really step in with the situation of Sam and them not getting along because Sam and Neffy have a situation, and that's what is kind of messing up everything. And I didn't really understand it at the time because again, I don't know shit. Nobody tells me shit because we all don't talk. So I don't know. I'm new to all of the beef, the drama, all of this shit. So you know I like to get my lick back. So before we got off this phone, she did ask me, she said, hey, did you ever continue school? I said, absolutely. I graduated college already. She was like, really? Oh my God, that's so good. I said, yeah, I would have invited you, but the last time I invited you anywhere, you told me that I had to come to your graduation. So yeah, I see you didn't invite me to that college graduation of yours. And she busts out laughing. He said, get the fuck off my phone, Frankie Jr., and hung up on me. Which, granted, you know what? Absolutely. H.O. ass up, bitch, because college, yeah, yeah, let's talk about my ass on this motherfucking Greyhound. I call Sam and I tell him, hey, you know, I spoke to Keyshia. I told her I would like her to talk to you, and I would like her to take a little bit of a step back. And she also mentioned that you and Neffy got an issue. I don't know what the hell. Can you inform me what the fuck is going on? I have to tell this part because this part is the reason why there was a disconnect that I did not see between Sam, Elite, and Neffy. And again, you have to understand, I am not someone who's been around because I was with my adopted family, okay? So this is the first time of me trying to actually physically, emotionally be present with my biological family. And in my heart, I want to make up what I didn't give my adopted mother. So if I can be here for Frankie's funeral, it could be more than what I gave to my mother because I was not there. Now, Sam tells me that there was a point in time where he was down and out and he went to go stay in Atlanta with Neffy. Now, him and Neffy was cool. Everything was good. He ends up stacking his money up and he gets an apartment right across the hall from Neffy. Now, he said, allegedly, they were drinking, they were having fun. Everything was cool. Shit went left. He passed out and he said, allegedly, she attempted to sexually assault him. Allegedly. He said,
Now you wait one motherfucking minute. She tried to do what? She tried to do what? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is crazy. No wonder they don't get along. No wonder they don't get along. Ooh, this is, I told y'all, this was a lot. I told y'all.
after that happened,
He cut communication. He did not want to speak and talk to her. I am not saying this happened. What I'm saying is this is what I was told. And he said every time that he tried to face the music with this conversation with her, it was never had. So all they ended up doing was arguing. Now that it comes time for all of us to communicate together, Sam and Neffy have no communication. But remember, Elite is with Neffy right now. Elite at this moment has been with Neffy for the past 4, 5, 6 days in Oakland, staying in Frankie's apartment. Now, Sam has been taking care of Frankie up until this point for the past 4 years, probably a little bit longer than that, but it's been real heavy on the past 4 years. He would literally go to Oakland. He would pick her up. He would get her clothes. He would feed her. He would drive all the way from Oakland back to Chowchilla. He would let her hang out at his house, chill. But you know, Frankie, listen, she don't stay around for much, very, very motherfucking long. When it comes to Frankie, she cannot stay in one motherfucking place too goddamn long because she's like, listen, I want to be in them streets and I know what I want to do. And what I want to do is drugs. And I don't have time to be around acting like a mother. I can't do that. So once Frankie would be ready to go, he would take her all the way back to Oakland, give her some money, make sure she good, buy her a new phone because a lot of times she would lose it or give it away or sell it, you know, to get the next fix. And then it would be rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I asked him, is there a way that you guys can have a conversation outside of us so that whatever happened between you, you guys can either come to terms with or you don't come to terms with, but you have a mutual agreement that we can get this funeral together for all of us. And then after that, y'all don't ever have to speak again because right now, whatever's between y'all is fueling the dislike that Elite has for you. And because I'm here taking care and trying to help myself and you, because Frankie asked me to do that, I'm catching heat from someone that I don't even have a deep connection with. Like, it's crazy. Sam said, I would like to have a conversation, but I can't communicate with somebody that won't communicate with me and talk about it. So at this point, Sam and Neffy not talking. Sam and Elite not talking. Sam and Tifa are in a little bit of communication, but he's still kind of X'd out because Tifa is standing with Elite and Neffy. Robert is standing with Neffy, and Robert and Sam are in communication. But again, it's like this. I'm in communication with Sam, and I'm not in communication with nobody else. Keyshia ain't talking to nobody. How the fuck are we gonna throw a funeral and make sure we give a funeral for our mother that just passed away and ain't none of us on one accord? I'm on the Greyhound and I'm on my way to California. At this point, it takes me 4 days to get there. And me and Elite, we are not cool at all. Like, it's almost as if we're not even fucking blood. And it's crazy because Elite was the first person I ever spoke to from my biological family. And this all comes from me defending Sam because Elite said that he's not going to be able to come to the funeral. And this is based off of all the beef that they have. And I said, wait a minute, he deserves to come. You can't say that. Me and Elite are beefing like hookers on the street. Getting tiring. It's getting to the point, it's like, I don't even dislike you. I'm just telling you that you are no one's mother and you're not the person to tell anyone where they can and cannot be for their mother, especially when they took care of their mother. All got taken from Frankie. So the fact that Sam said, you know what, I'm going to repair this bond. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept her for who she is so that I can have a relationship and actually see her as my mother outside of everything else speaks volumes to his character. He did it with no fucking judgment. For 4 years, this man helped her. And not only did he helped her become sober and he helped her get a studio apartment in Oakland. She was able to get her own thing because if you know Frankie, she never had her own thing. She was always giving. The last thing she would do is give, 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 give. For once in her life, she became selfish and got her own apartment. And it was through and because the help of Sam. I don't know how anyone, even if I hated them with all of my heart and my soul, that nigga helped your mother live longer so that we could have more time. I don't understand how you wouldn't want him at the funeral. And it started to make sense of what Frankie said when we were at Elite's birthday and we were staying in the Airbnb. And she told me, I want you to stick by Sam's side and I want you to take care of him. I'm like, why would she ask me that? Why wouldn't she just say, take care of yourself and make sure you rich at the end of this world and have fun and shake that ass? You could have said that. But she said, I want you to take care of Sam and stick by his side.
Obviously, Frankie knew more than what the fuck I knew because, baby, at the end of the motherfucking day, I didn't know half of the shit that was going on. Now, my Greyhound went from Jacksonville, Florida to Fresno, California. Mind you, he lives in Chowchilla, California. So he drove all the way from Chowchilla, California to Fresno, California to pick me up. This was the first time in almost 9 months that I had seen him. So again, it was a happy, sad, unfortunate, reintroduction to our relationship. Last time we seen each other, we did Frankie and the Gang, and we were supposed to be all on one accord. Unfortunately, now we're dealing with this funeral, and we have to make sure that everybody's on one accord, but baby, can't nobody understand or like anyone right now. Now, I had no plan to stay and live with Sam. My plan was I was going to stay with him up until the funeral, and then I was going to leave and go get my own apartment. At this time, Sam had a girlfriend. His girlfriend's name was Barbie. Now, you guys have seen Barbie on my page. Barbie has been on my page because I still talk to Barbie. This was my first introduction to Barbie. I tell you, I love that girl down. She was ROD for my motherfucking brother. She said, listen, anything he need, you let me know because I love him and I love you. Like, you know what? High five, girl. I love you too, girl. Yeah. We drive from Fresno and we get all the fucking way to Chowchilla, baby. And if you know Chowchilla, you know Chowchilla. My brother lived in a gated community in a big ass motherfucking house. It was a 4-bedroom damn near mansion that was sitting on a lakefront. He had 3 cars, okay? And him and Barbie was living nice, lavish, amazing. I was like, God damn. Shit. Okay, Keyshia Cole Jr. Told Sam, I appreciate you for even coming to get me. At the end of the day, I'm here because I want to make sure that you are taken care of and that you can understand that somebody at least has your back and hears you out and understands you. Because at the end of the fucking day, I understood that you took care of our mother when I couldn't do it, when Neffy couldn't do it, when Elite couldn't do it, when Robert, Tifa, Keyshia couldn't do it. You did what everybody else couldn't do. And you spent most of her last moments, if not the last 4 years, with her. So you know the most. You know her heart right now the most. When I tell you within minutes, crying, tears, and it's just like, he was like, I feel like somebody actually hears me because all this time I've been talking and all this time I've been taking care of my mother, our mother, and you hear me, you see me, you understand me. And it's not easy because there's days to where she would crash out and she would never want to speak to me again. And then I would hear from her the next day and it was like nothing fucking happened. And I started to cry, and I didn't cry because of how Sam and Frankie and their relationship and how she just was never able to be a mother to all of us. I was crying because my mother was always right. Miss Asa was always right. And in that moment, I realized I wasted a lot of time trying to look for something that was never going to be there. And I looked for something, even as a kid, even though I seen, I had another family, even though my favorite singer at the time when I was a kid was Keyshia Cole. And now we're here. And it's like, I wasted so much time of my life. I wasted so many moments that I could have been giving to the people that actually truly loved and cared about me. But instead, I chose a family and chased a family that didn't give a fuck if I was existing or not. Everything was stars, glitz, and glamour for them. Everything was an Instagram post. Everything was, I want to be on the next TV show. I want to be on the next podcast. I want to be the next superstar. When I was looking for family, and it finally hit me. I also had never been so seen in a very long fucking time because Sam telling that story to me and telling me that he just wanted to be seen and be heard, and I did too. That's all I had ever wanted to be, was seen and heard and be a part of some situation with my family. The first time in a long time that I had actually connected with someone outside of Vania in a way that I'm like, I got your back 100%. And even when you're wrong, I can hold you accountable. But let me tell you something. For what you did and how you speak and who you are to me, you are my brother for life. Mind you, I'm gay, right? We all know that I'm gay. And Sam is straight as hell. I'm talking about straight as a motherfucker. I'm talking about bitches galore. And it was 2 completely different lifestyles that we had never understood each other until like that very moment. And we just accepted each other for who we are. You might be a hood nigga who like to smoke weed all day. You like to party. You like to have bitches. And, you still got a girlfriend, but your girlfriend let you have bitches. Absolutely. If that's y'all thing, let that be what it is. I'm gay. You don't know nothing about that lifestyle, but we accepted it from each other. And we say, you know what? We're going to accept the things that we can't control. And I love you for it. Everybody's tired at this point. We go to sleep. Now, the next motherfucking day, I get blocked phone calls. I'm talking about I'm getting blocked phone calls. I got so many fucking blocked phone calls. Bitch, you would have thought I was working for the motherfucking CIA and somebody released the information that I was a motherfucking snake and now the whole hood is after me. I'm like, where the fuck? I don't even have contact with the motherfuckers I love. And they don't play with me like that. Who the fuck gave my number out? And bitch, if you know, we all know Miss Elite Noel done leaked my number on Instagram. Well, I already know who playing on my fucking phone because at the end of the day, I don't have beef with nobody. I don't go around beefing with people. I don't know if you know, but baby, I don't do that. I have a problem with somebody, I address it directly to them. And if they don't like it, baby, we gonna end it here. Either we gonna fight or you just gonna let bygones be bygones. Now, it's all block calls, so I can't call the number back. And then when I answer, they hang up. So I'm just confused as to who the fuck would even be that childish to not even say, hey, bitch, I can't motherfucking stand your ugly motherfucking ass. Like, you can't even keep it on the playground. But nevertheless, I call Vania. So I tell Vania I'm in Chowchilla with Sam. I've made it safely. But girl, somebody playing on my motherfucking phone. Do you know if I got invisible beef with somebody? And she's like, not that I know of, but yeah, the only last time I knew you had a problem with somebody was when you and Elite was going back and forth. And I said, you know what? Thank you, girl, because you said what I was thinking. And Vania asked, well, do you need help with the funeral? Is there anything that I could get you? Like, are you good? Like, do I need to come down there? I said, you know what? We're gonna figure this out. When we do, I'm gonna let you know all the details. Now, at this point, I'm with Sam. I don't know who Robert is with. I don't know where Keyshia at. And Elite, Neffy, and Tifa are all at my mom's house in Oakland. So they're at Frankie's house in Oakland. Now, Neffy and Elite are telling Latifah to not communicate with me and Sam. Now, Sam and Latifah have a deep connection, but Latifah is a mini Frankie Jr. Now, when I tell you she is a mini Frankie, all of the ins and outs that Frankie has been through, Tifa has been through times a fucking million. Then it gets real elevated because she likes to cry, sing, fight, twerk, cry, sing, fight, twerk, and then she act like she's okay and nothing fucking happened 2 seconds later, and then she's crying, fighting, and singing and twerking. It's some shit that I ain't never seen. Unbelievable. Tifa is the sweetest, kindest soul you have ever met. She will literally give you the clothes off of her back, and she ain't even got no motherfucking clothes on. I'm telling you, an angel sent from heaven who then got put on this earth and then just got slammed by life. So it's really hard for her to not try to communicate with Sam and even me because, again, she loves me so fucking much because I'm her little brother. Honestly, I think they all love me because I'm the little brother. But the problem is I see right through the bullshit. Now, no one is communicating to us about this funeral. I don't know nothing. I tried to reach out to Neffy to no avail. Of course, me and Elite not talking. I would talk to Robert once in a blue moon. So I might talk to him like a text message once a day. I don't bother Keyshia. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. We had our conversation. That was good enough for me. Girl, you said you laying low, and I'm going to lay low. Our only source to see what the fuck is going on with the funeral is to talk to Tifa. But she's not really telling us nothing. She's giving us like little ones and little twos saying, well, we might go to this store, or, you know, we're thinking about going to this funeral home, and we're thinking about going to this church. Now, when she said funeral home, I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck do you mean funeral home? Well, what are we talking about? So you are you meaning to tell me that y'all don't even have the body? She said, well, I really truly don't know. It's been 6 days. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know. Time everybody's trying to plan something. Do you know where the body is? Do you know where Frankie? You know what? I said, I'm gonna give that to God, because if I get mad, once I'm mad, I'm clearing the room. I'm clearing the fucking room. At this point, I tell Sam, do you know anything about this? He said no, because last time I checked, Elite was the closest, and she went down and she signed for the body. Now, after this, I didn't hear nothing else about that. I'm like, okay, nobody wants to talk. And again, I'm not getting anything from Tifa because she's actually physically present with Elite and Neffy. So another day goes by and I get a call from Tifa. And Tifa is like, man, fuck them bitches. I can't stand them motherfucking bitches. They did me so motherfucking dirty. They almost motherfucking killed me. I almost got out the motherfucking car and I had my motherfucking daughter and they was acting like she was a motherfucking president. I'm like, ooh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me get my headphones, bitch. Hold on, bitch. Now, when Tifa gets frustrated and mad, she's crying, but she starts talking in circles, squares, rhombuses, dodecagons, whatever fucking shape and color she can paint the fucking picture, she will. So you got to decipher between the motherfucking lines of the important information because you will get all lost in the motherfucking sauce. Hey, slow down. What happened? The gist of the story is they were all drinking. Elite was driving. Whatever the case may be, when they got back to the house, they had an attitude with Tifa. I believe they had went shopping and they went to go get things, and it wasn't the way that they wanted to do it. Again, don't know, wasn't there. But that's what I got from Tifa. Then she said when they were supposed to be getting out of the car, that Neffy had pulled over on the side of like the interstate because wherever Mama was staying at, it was like by the highway. She pulled over on the side of the interstate and told Tifa and her fucking daughter to get the fuck out. Now, I didn't listen. When it comes to Tifa, I gotta take it with a grain of salt. But she said, brother, tell Sam to come get me. And that's when I knew she wasn't lying, because when it comes down to it, she was fed the fuck up because she was tired of the situation. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Let me go get Sam. So I go get Sam and I'm like, talk to Tifa so she can tell you what the fuck just happened, because I can't even explain it in the way that she explained it and I'm confused. They're talking. She tells the story. Again, with Tifa, I love her to death, but she be talking in goddamn cursive, and I gotta read between the motherfucking hills and the bumps and understand what is going on. So Sam is able to do that very well because, again, he's been able to do this with her as long as he's been doing this with Frankie. So they understand the code and he gets the code. I don't get the code, baby. I'm not fluent in that. So Barbie said, you know what? I'll go get her. You tell me where she's at and I will go pick her up. Tifa said, I'm going to get my shit. I'm going to hop on the train and come pick me up from the Fresno train station. I'm like, apparently y'all done did this before, bitch, because you got the plan and you ready. Barbie was like, cool, I'll meet you half fucking way. I'm going to come pick you up and bring you to the house, which is what they did. Now, another thing that you have to learn about Tifa is when she is mad, she going to tell all your business. Ain't a rock unturned, ain't a stone untouched. She is giving everything. You come through the door, boom. Fuck them bitches. They over there drinking. They over there smoking. They over there having niggas in the house, and they disrespecting mom around her stuff, and it's so fucking small in there, and now mama got roaches. I'm like, what? Hold, drink, smoke, wait, hold on. Really not funny, but I'm like, wait a minute, bitch. You need to slow down. Ooh, they got mama fucked up. Okay, they got mama fucked up. You right, absolutely. Slow down, baby. Reel it in a little bit. Let me get you some water. You seem like you had a long day. You seem stressed, baby. Do you need something to eat? Well, I got a little sip of the... Take it down. We take a minute. I tell her, decompress. Sam is like, decompress, hit the weed. Maybe don't hit the weed. And she starts singing. She crying. It's a lot. Tifa decompresses and she said, you know what? Elite know everything.
Not her singing and crying. I wonder what she was singing. I wish I knew that.
Thing about how mama fucking died. And she said that shit and it pissed me off. And I was like, Elite know everything? What you talking about? Now, I sit Tifa down because this is very important. And for me, I want to know, because for the longest, I did not know how Frankie passed. Now, I heard some from Sam. I heard a little bit from Elite, like a little small morsel of something from Elite when we were on the phone. But for the fullest and for the most part, nothing. And it's triggered me because, again, I love Miss Asa. I knew everything. My sister told me everything about what happened, even when I didn't deserve it. Be undeserving to hear how your mom passed away and the things that happened. And my sister not only willingly gave me the information, but said, it's nothing that you could have done. Or for someone to be so vocal about our mother, Frankie, passing away on social media, yet there's no details. Where's the body? How did she pass? Do we know anything? Tifa begins to tell us, number one, we already knew there was going to be a block party for her birthday. Number two, we know that she's been sober for a year. She went to a sober living community. All right. She did 8 months there. She completed the program, and her reward for completing the program was they were going to be able to give her an apartment. Now, Sam had to co-sign for everything in order for her to get that apartment, but she did. So remember, she's been sober for the past year. Now, on her birthday, she went to her mother's house, which is Yaya's house. Remember, I met my family the first time at Yaya's house. Now, at this point, which I did not know yet because I had not spoken to Auntie BB. Auntie BB slipped back into doing drugs. So at this point, again, I'm telling this from the perspective of the time period that I'm in. Auntie BB has slipped back into drugs. I have not spoken to her at this point, so I did not know this. She had lost her house and her husband had died. Ended up back in Oakland, California. She was living with my yaya, and she slipped back into doing drugs. No longer a pastor, no longer running her homes. Now she's pretty much on the streets, running the streets with Frankie. Hard for me to tell this story, so please bear with me. Now, there was a trailer that was put in my yaya's front yard. Now, this is not no deluxe Grand Supreme ass trailer. This is a trailer like a regular, just normal trailer that you would have seen on one of them goddamn hillbilly ass movies that you would attach to the back of the truck and they would pull that motherfucker across country. Ain't no power, ain't no water, ain't no electricity, baby. You get a window and a door with a screen. My Auntie BB was living in that trailer in my yaya's front yard. And I want you to really try to conceptualize someone who's lost everything in their life. Now they're homeless. Now they're on drugs. And now they're back with their mother at the right. I'm talking about 60. It's hard. Now, while they're trying to set up and do these things for this block party that's supposed to be happening, Frankie decides it's her birthday. So she wants to indulge in doing drugs. Now, allegedly, from what Tifa said, Elite comes over there and she sees my Auntie BB with her boyfriend, and she sees Frankie with her boyfriend. Frankie saying, hey, it's my birthday. Hey, it's my birthday. You know, she's having fun and things like that. And allegedly, Elite checked in. And then she said, I'm going to come back later and we're going to have this block party for you. Now, this was before 9 o'clock, allegedly. Now, the man that my mother was dating was a drug dealer, some random ass drug dealer off the street. I'm not going to lie to you. That was her man. She was going to stick beside him. He was told to not give her anything for her birthday besides maybe some alcohol, because again, I was gonna send Sam some money so he can give her a bottle and you know, put the two and two together, but it would be controlled. You ain't getting the bottle and you ain't giving the bottle. Apparently, Frankie begged her man. She said, I just need a hit. I need a hit. I just need a hit. It's my birthday. I could control it. I just need a hit. And Auntie BB was like, you know what? Let's just do it because it's your birthday, sister. We gonna do it together. Come on, you my sister. I love you. We gonna do it together. He said, you know what? I ain't supposed to do this. I'm going to give it to you. Now, they decide to roll around in the devil's fucking sand, okay? It's a choice, a bad choice, the worst possible decision that they could have made that night. Hours later, they're passed out in the trailer. Now, if you know anything about people that do drugs, especially people that hit hard, there's been several times where Frankie has been on the street passed out from doing drugs. But that does not mean that there's something wrong. It's something wrong, but that they're not dead. They're used to it at this point. They're used to seeing both of them passed out and knocked out for hours because, again, when someone does drugs, that is what happens. Now, Auntie BB's boyfriend at the time comes into the trailer, and allegedly he sees Frankie and he sees BB, and he's like, BB, wake up. BB, wake up. BB, don't wake up. So he's like, I'm finna get my woman in an ambulance because something ain't right. Calls an ambulance for Auntie BB. He comes, he picks her up out the trailer, and he puts her in Yaya's house in the bed. He leaves Frankie, allegedly. They come, the ambulance comes, and they come and get Auntie BB, and they take Auntie BB to the hospital. He rides with Auntie BB. Frankie is still in the trailer. I don't know the time period between Frankie being left in that trailer until they found her, but when Frankie's boyfriend finds her in the trailer, he says she was cold and blue, allegedly. This is all something that Tifa just now told us. And I was wondering, well, where did she get this information? Well, if you remember, Elite and Neffy are in Oakland at Frankie's apartment, her studio apartment. That man was also in that studio apartment with them prior to him telling this story. When he told this story, all fucking hell broke loose. I don't know what day he told this story, and I don't know how long they had been in communication with this man because, again, he was with my mom, so that was her man. I asked Tifa, why are you telling me this now? Why are you telling Sam this now? Why is this information being brought up right fucking now for me when you know that we're all siblings? Why wouldn't that would be a moment that we need to come together and be like, you know what? Some shit is not right. I was like, well, I was told not to talk to you and we wasn't talking. So what the fuck could I say? At that moment, I knew God had been protecting me this whole motherfucking time, because there are some people in some situations in this motherfucking world I just can't be a part of. There are some things that I know are above me, above my jurisdiction. I can't do. All I could do was cry, because what do you mean you know this? What do you mean you heard this? And this is something that was said to you and you haven't even told us. I know nothing. Sam knows. Why aren't you telling us? Even more, did you tell the police? Is there a police report? Do you give a fuck about her like she's your mother? Because you're on Instagram posting you're sad, you don't know what to do. Oh my God, you missed your mother. Is it for Instagram, or is it really because you love your mother? I'm confused. Neffy, I go to check Neffy's Instagram. She's promoting hair care products and wigs. What the fuck are we doing? You lost your mother. I just found out this horrific fucking information and you're posting beanies and bonnets?
Right.
I'm like, Tifa, what? How the fuck did you know all of this and you didn't motherfucking tell nobody? Like, you just kept silent. And again, she says, well, I was with them. Like, how am I just supposed to call you and I'm with them? Man, I don't give a fuck who you motherfucking with. That was my mama just as much as it was your mama, just as much as it's Sam's mama. And we deserve to know all the information as well. Then she tells me to shut the fuck up because she's not done talking and there's fucking more. So I politely zipped my motherfucking lips, grabbed my motherfucking drink, and I said, tell me everything. And I want to remind you, I'm pissed at this point because, again, it's not the withholding of the information. It's the information that I'm receiving and the fact that that's our mother, and no one seemed to do anything or give a fuck about the situation at all to say, speak, or tell anybody. Like, what the fuck are you keeping it inside for? So she proceeds to tell me that allegedly Frankie's boyfriend at the time moved her body from the trailer to her apartment. Now, again, you have to remember, Frankie has overdosed and had these symptoms and done these things multiple times. Her passing out and blacking out in the field or blacking out in the back of a car or a trailer or at somebody's house, they're used to it. Now, they get back to the apartment. They lay her in the bed. This is where Tifa tells me he calls Elite and says, yo, mama is passed out. You need to come over. So allegedly, Elite goes over to the house and she's shaking Frankie. So allegedly, she's shaking Frankie and Frankie is cold and she's blue. Now, this is, I guess, when reality sets in. Allegedly, they call the police, the ambulance, they pronounce her dead. And that's when the Instagram post goes up. Allegedly. I had to process all of these things that she was telling me because in the moment, I was fucking pissed. It's been 6 days at this point. Again, no one has said anything. No one has uttered a word, anything of this. I don't even think Keyshia know at this point. Better yet, Keyshia don't know at this point because remember, she's not talking to anybody. I honestly don't even think Keyshia knows to this day. Now, me and Sam are listening to this fucking story and my head can't conceptualize, my brain can't put together words to say something that is nice in this moment. It's absolutely not Tifa's fault. She was in a position to where she felt scared to even share any information, and she didn't even really want to reveal any information when she came to us, but she knew that at the end of the day, we're all siblings and we all deserve to know what the fuck happened. Now, at this point, I'm done. I don't have nothing else to say to Elite, and I really don't want to talk to Neffy. I'm completely done. I'm at the point to where I'm over this whole situation as a whole. I can't even put into words how fucking irritated and fucking mad that I am. I could tear down a fucking building. This is when I made the decision to tap out of going to this funeral because number one, I knew that if I was to see Elite on site immediately, I also knew if I was to see Neffy, I can't not say how I motherfucking feel. You're going to hear me, you're going to see me, and you're going to feel me immediately. I also didn't want to bring these emotions to Frankie's funeral. At the end of the day, we all deserve to grieve peacefully and respectfully. I didn't have that in me. I want to fight. I want to motherfucking fight. And if nobody's placing a fucking police report, if nobody's going to the police station and nobody's telling anybody anything, baby, I don't give a fuck. I have a problem. Now, I really want you to understand who Tifa is because at the end of the day, she tells the truth no matter motherfucking what. That little motherfucker, I love her to goddamn death. When she is angry and when she is mad, that's when all of the truth comes out. It's almost like a fucking wave, and you just got to take it for what it is, because I was not prepared to get hit by this goddamn tsunami. Goddamn, I need to collect the information the way I can. So that's why I 100% believe exactly what the fuck she told me, because she came angry, and then she told me the angry truth. There was no way that I was going to be able to communicate this to Elite or Neffy, but unfortunately, Sam did. And once that got thrown in the air, once he started telling them what he knew, they knew Tifa was with us, because she was the only one around them that knew this information. How would we know? Then it became a situation of fuck Tifa. I don't give a fuck about Tifa. Elite didn't want to hear from Tifa. She's a traitor ass bitch, and she don't want to speak to her. Again, I thought that we were planning a funeral, not.
And see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all want to keep Ellis, keep Sam away from the funeral, away from the planning, away from everything. And now you're mad with Tifa because Tifa chose to tell the truth about everything that was known. My thing is this: I don't give a fuck if y'all not talking to Sam. I don't give a fuck if y'all not talking to Ellis. They deserve to fucking know what absolutely happened to their mama. And by y'all not saying nothing to them, it looks sketchy on y'all motherfucking parts. Because I remember when Elite came out and stated that Frankie was gone. I remember when she did that. She was the first to say something. Keyshia wasn't talking to them. So my thing is this: how y'all gonna be mad with Tifa because she told the motherfucking truth? They deserve to know. The fuck you talking about? They deserve to know the goddamn truth about what happened to their goddamn mama. And you want to be mad? Neffy and Elite were doing way too much.
Trying to low-key direct a goddamn television show, but I digress. And this is when Elite starts going on another tangent on Instagram, because she feels like she's being attacked. There's false accusations. And this is when she throws out that Sam went to TMZ and Sam talked to TMZ. But from what Sam told me is that not only did she go to a podcast and she tried to go to TMZ, TMZ asked for his statements. At the end of the day, nobody should have been talking to motherfucking TMZ. Y'all don't even know how she passed away yet. Y'all don't know nothing. I'm talking about 24 hours out and everybody's trying to talk to some kind of social media source. Baby, pump the brakes. Instead of trying to tell everybody and your goddamn cousins and mamas how she died and that she's no longer here, you need to be figuring out the next move for us to bury our mother. I don't give a damn about social media. I don't give a damn about TMZ. I don't give a damn about a blog. I don't give a damn about a public post. Fuck you bitches. I'm worried about my mother and burying her. But again, when death happens and when people are not healed, bullshit comes with that. So Elite goes on Instagram and now she's pissed again. Like I said, she goes on a rant on her story. Baby, she's telling it like no other. Fuck them bitches, fuck them hoes, fuck them niggas. I'm all types of gay ass bitches. Oh my God, like homophobic girl. Don't you lick coochie? So now I'm telling Sam, I'm not going to this fucking funeral. I don't want nothing to do with this fucking funeral. I don't want nothing to do with these people. I'm completely over it. The thing that I want to point out is if we're planning a funeral, you have to have money. Now, I got money. Sam got money. I'm not too sure about Elite having money because, again, I'm not going to tell her story, but down on hard times. Same with Neffy. And Tifa ain't got no job. She's very open about that. That's perfectly fine. The only people that I know right now or in that moment that have money is Robert, Keyshia, Sam, and me. It's no shade. And I understand people go down on hard times and things happen. But at the end of the day, if you know that you don't have the money to, number one, fund the fucking funeral or give anything towards the funeral in a way that's actually substantial and can help, I don't think you really should be planning anything or telling anybody where they can and cannot go. That's my personal opinion. And I'm going to stand and die on that hill. After this, I say, listen, Tifa, I love you. I need a rest. I need a pause. I need a break. I need a shot. Hennessy, E&J, something that's going to take this motherfucking pain. Sam's like, I need to take my medication. I said, you want medication, sir? What you need medication for? You taking them crazy pills? I just need to know. Let me know something. I said, no, actually, I have seizures. So Sam has been having seizures, and that's news to me because no one said nothing. And I have my own medical problems and medical conditions. So I'm like, hello, tell me something. So I know, like, I want to be there for you. I want to help. So Sam tells me that he's been having seizures for the past 2 months. He says that they have been progressively getting worse and that he's on medications for them. Now, he didn't go into details on the situations and, when he had the seizures and the times he had the seizures, but he tells me about the seizures. So, me, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm asking Barbie. So Barbie tells me, yes, he's been having seizures. He's on medications for it, but he was having a seizure in his sleep one night. And that's how they originally found out. And he bit down on his tongue. It was a whole situation. She had to call the ambulance. My girl was traumatized, but she said, I'm not leaving your brother, and I'm sticking behind him, and I'm sticking beside him to make sure that he is okay. So knowing Miss Asa had medical conditions and I wasn't able to show up and show out for her and be there for her in her time of need when I know she needed me, I know that I couldn't leave my brother like this. So instead of me going with my original plan of whenever all of this is over, I will go get me an apartment, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can stay because I don't want anything to happen to my brother. And all of this is going on and he deals with the fucking side effects and nobody's even here to help him besides Barbie, and he has a heart attack or he has a stroke or anything can fucking happen and then he's no longer here with us. So I asked Barbie, would you like me to stay? I'm gonna ask my brother, but do you want me to stay? She said, absolutely. He needs family right now. So I asked my brother, I said, hey brother, for a couple of months, is it okay if I stay with you? He said, absolutely. I would love that you're here with me. So I got a job and I made it seem like, you know, everything was regular. Like I was just trying to live a regular life and do regular shit. But at the whole time I was there, I really just stayed there for my brother to make sure that he was okay. I really also made sure that Barbie had somebody to also confide in, because dealing with my brother and dealing with this family when she's not even biologically a part of our family, I knew that it was taking a toll on her because she was running and jumping and doing everything that she could for him, you know? Now it's a day before the funeral and Sam's saying, you know what? I feel bad. I genuinely, truly want to go to my mom's funeral. I just don't want to deal with the people throwing my mama's funeral. And again, at this point, we've been excommunicated. I don't know nothing that's going on, baby, and good for me because I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to deal with the drama. I don't want to deal with the mess. I don't want to deal with anything that comes along with whatever they got going on. I don't want no motherfucking part. Again, Elite is still dragging me on Instagram. Mind you, I've stopped paying this motherfucker no goddamn mind as if she never even existed, and she keeps bringing my name into this. Now, I've talked to Robert on a handful of occasions, and our conversations went so fucking good. He told me, like, listen, I understand your feelings, and I understand where you're coming from. I also understand where Elite is coming from, and I really want you to know that I stand with you. I know what you're saying is true, and I know how you feeling. Like, at the end of the day, you have been here, even though you haven't been here as much as others, it wasn't your fucking fault. You were in a close adoption. What could you do? Nobody could know where the fuck you were at. I have mad love and respect for Robert because at the end of the day, no matter what it wasn't a side to pick because we're family. In these moments, Robert and Keyshia started to garnish a good fucking relationship, and absolutely, because I also feel like Keyshia deserved to have somebody from our family by her side that she can not only connect with, but vibe with. We all deserve that. So at this point, Sam is saying he wants to go to the funeral. So me and him are both reaching out to people to see, hey, where's the location of the funeral? Oh, and also at this point, Tifa has already left. She's gone back and she said, I want to go to the funeral. So she's already left and she's gone back, right? Reached out to Tifa. We reached out to Elite, Neffy, Keyshia, Robert. No answer. Understandably so, though. I also got to give it to them because at the end of the day, Sam said, once you said I can't come to the fucking funeral, I'm not coming to the funeral. So I can see why they're like, you know what? I'm not going to give them the location. I already said I'm not going, bitch. You're not finna have me up in the shit show making me look like a motherfucking toilet. Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely. I wanted to go to Frankie's funeral, but I also knew that me and Elite were not seeing eye to eye. And I knew that if we was to see eye to eye, baby, we blacking each other immediately. Ain't nobody leaving without a black eye or a busted lip. They have the funeral. Amazing. I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad that they could put their differences aside as a family and go to the funeral, have the funeral, and be there present to do everything for the funeral and be there for their mother. Now, my two biggest issues with the funeral was, number one, too many fucking strangers that didn't know my motherfucking mama. And I'm glad I did not go because, again, why the fuck do you have all these singers, rappers, and people that ain't never met Frankie and now they here for Frankie, but you don't? And again, this is my second problem. You don't have the people that she was around every single day. I get it. My mother was in the streets. My mother was a crackhead. I completely understand that. She liked to do drugs. But why wouldn't you have the people that protected her and been around with her since day one? Why? Why wouldn't you have those people there? They were uninvited and they weren't allowed to even come in. And you let that be known. My mother would be in hoods in Oakland that I can't even go to. She would be in places in Oakland that they would beat me the fuck up, take my shit, and probably throw me in a body bag. And she was protected. People on the streets, people in the communities. There were people that took care of my mother on a day-to-day basis when she would walk into their establishments and they would give her money and food and tell her to go on about her day and have a great one. Why are all these people that actually poured into my mother, why weren't they there at the funeral? Reaffirmed my position and not wanting to go see and be a part of all of that because number one, it was fake. Number two, it was phony. And number three, it wasn't authentic to who Frankie was. So why would you have something? Baby, the day that I pass away, I don't want a fake phony motherfucker near me. That bitch, you better kick them out. I better have a $2 wig on and you better motherfucker swing on them hoes. Same people who were present at the funeral are the same people that wasn't present in my mama's life. So, hey, what are we doing? All judgment and bias aside, I'm glad that she had a funeral. I've said this and I'll say it again. It was a wonderful thing, and I'm glad that they could come together as a family. I wish it ended on a good note, but baby, at the end of the motherfucking day, I woke up with notifications and I got motherfucking pissed. In this family, there's apparently a gay cousin who's not my cousin that they saying is my cousin, but he ain't got no relation to nobody, and he just felt the need to fucking speak up to them. Now, he decided to get on Instagram and he made a video basically telling me to shut the fuck up, that I don't know nothing, and that I better be glad and be lucky that I'm in this family, or else I wouldn't be shit, wouldn't have shit, and wouldn't know shit. Oh, and by the way, his name is Dorian. Like I said, I'm using real ass names, and I'm not scared of nobody. So Dorian decided to choose violence, and I chose to go to hell. Dorian is balding at the top. Dorian is one of those light-skinned guys who thinks that because he's light-skinned, he's sexy. You ever met somebody like that? Definitely. Again, everybody is saying that this is our cousin. He don't look like nobody. He don't look like nobody in his motherfucking family. I'm talking about he don't look like nobody but his motherfucking self. And even the mirror be looking a little suspicious, baby. I decide, okay, you want to play with me? Bitch, I got you. You're ugly. Your booty hole is motherfucking loose. You ain't get fucked in 40,000 years. And that's why you're mad about a motherfucker who can get it, got it, and will dump it anytime. Now, to my motherfucking surprise, my family member decided to defend me. And I'm like, uh-oh. Bitch, what's going on now? I'm talking about Sam got on his ass. Tifa got on his ass. Neffy got on his ass. Robert got on his ass. But guess what? Elite ain't say a motherfucking thing. And yeah, that's going to be explained too. It's very public, baby. It wasn't behind closed doors. It was on Instagram stories. It was in DMs. They talking about, bitch, you keep playing with my little brother, I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. The first time I was like, damn, they actually fucking love me. Like, they actually like collectively love, like, damn. Now, Dorian decided to shut the fuck up, and he was never to be seen the fuck again. And to make things feel regular and to make me have a little bit of motherfucking busyness on my goddamn hands, because bitch, I was getting bored and ready to cuss Elite out at any fucking given moment. Got a job at Starbucks in Chowchilla, and I believe it's the only Starbucks in Chowchilla. I ended up becoming an assistant manager. They asked me to be a store manager, but baby, I didn't want to do all of that. So we're going to fast forward a little bit because, again, I ignored a lot of the family bullshit and the family drama because I had enough. Bitch, enough is a fucking enough. Unless you're going to come swing, shut the fuck up. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Do you remember when I lived in San Francisco? Right? And I found the boy, me and him linked up, and then I started to live with him. And then the pandemic happened. Remember we were living in the COVID time? Oh, my ex at the time was doing OnlyFans. And so I thought it was a good idea to do it with him. Why fucking not, bitch? A little bit of money ain't gonna hurt nobody. And I'm an honest ass motherfucker. If the body is hidden, so this bank will too. I'm not ashamed of doing it, baby. You would do it too if a check hit. Again, I'm a hustler. At the end of the day, baby, I'm going to get $1 and it's gonna make me motherfucking holler. Now, I was always open and honest about this. This was nothing that I would ever hide from anybody because at the end of the day, I'm a real truthful ass motherfucker. Now, one day I'm heading to work and work was right down the street from my brother's house. I get a call from my district manager. Now, anytime you get a call from your district manager, baby, ain't nothing good. It's always some sour, salty ass bullshit. I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's the problem? And she's like, well, me and you need to have a face-to-face conversation. I'm going to be in as soon as you get in. And I think that we have a lot to talk about. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. I haven't done anything. Mind you, I was the best manager they had at that store. Now, I go in, right? Because again, I'm heading to work. I go in and it's my district manager, her manager, and my store manager. Now, I'm looking like, wait a minute, because I ain't did nothing. I don't know. Are they investigating, baby? I ain't take nothing from the goddamn register, nothing from the tip jar, girl. You know, I make sure I scan all my motherfucking stuff. What you want? I go ahead, I put myself in the back and I sit down and I'm like, hey, what is this meeting about? Because I haven't done anything, right? I say, hey, it's not anything pertaining to your job, but we got alarming calls. Now I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. What is it about? Should I be worried? Like, well, one of the customers said, and I quote, you have a black manager that's having sex in the bathrooms. Said, baby, I don't even use those bathrooms because they're dirty, disgusting, and nasty. I mean, we clean them. I'm not going to stitch on myself. But I'm just telling you, I ain't going in there, motherfucker. No, I don't know. You talking about me, baby? I don't get down like that. My store manager said, and quote, well, I know the pictures that we seen are not in our bathroom or a bathroom, but we got sent some very, very X-rated photos. I'm like, okay. Were they good? Oh, but like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? Who would send some shit like that to you anyway? I'm just starting to feel like this is fake. Oh, they printed the photos out and handed them to me in a manila folder at that. Like, what kind of FBI bullshit is this? Also, bitch, invasion of fucking privacy. Why would you want to look at me? Why would you want to look at me? So there was two pictures. One picture, I ate the fuck up. Absolutely, bitch. I was looking good as fuck. Made a lot of money off that too. And the second picture was me and my ex together. I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? I'm like, okay, I don't know who sent these to you and I don't know what's going on, but I don't do no irregular shit at work. I don't do no irregular shit after work. And I don't do no irregular shit while I'm in this motherfucking building. It never gave ruin my job. So I don't understand why you're telling me, but I also understand why you're telling me. And do I have a job or not? So they said, yes, you still have a job. We just wanted to ask you some questions and we wanted to know if you were safe because we were very worried because it seemed like it was a stalker because they were very adamant that we talked to you. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was like, can y'all give me the person's information or the number or anything? My district manager and my store manager basically said, well, we can't really get back in contact with them because the number that they gave us, it is disconnected. But if we could, we would. But here's the number. If you feel free to call it if you want to, if you can get in contact with them, that'll be perfectly fine. Now I'm on a motherfucking goose chase, a wild goose chase, bitch, because who the fuck is out here just sending my sexy ass, fine ass, double cake stuffed up ass news? Bitch, you trying to get my job to work. Everything is fine, right? We clock in, but it is kind of a little bit of a motherfucking awkward situation because my manager is there, but I don't give a fuck. Ass look good though. I get a call in the middle of my shift from my brother, Sam, telling me Elite has said that I am prostituting you out of my home because she got some pictures sent to her. Bitch, are you smoking crack? It must be the medication because I didn't hear that correctly. What? I'm so confused at this point because what do you mean? I already dealt with these allegations at work and I didn't even really want to deal with that because it was bullshit. Who would be sending Elite anything? She don't know nobody. We don't run in the same circles. I don't know her. She don't know me like that. So I take off work early and I go back to the house and I'm like, Sam, what the fuck happened? Come to find out, Elite created a group chat, found my ex, the ex that I lived with in Florida, found him through her Instagram account. He was sending her my information talking about, I know this motherfucker. He left me in X, Y, and Z. He broke my heart, blah, 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 blah. And that motherfucker sent my old nudes to my sister. My sister downloaded those old nudes, created a family group chat, sent my ass and my dick to my family, all my brothers and sisters and my cousins, and said that my brother is prostituting me out of his house. And then she took it a step further and sent my nudes to my district manager because she found out I worked at Starbucks because Tifa got a big mouth. It's okay. I love you, girl. And she sent them to my district manager saying that I'm having sex with customers in the bathroom.
All right, so that concludes this part of Keyshia Cole's brother telling what went down with his adoption. Now, I'll be back. It's 2:47. I'll be back around 4:30. If not 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'll definitely be back. But baby, listen, Elite is a piece of work. And all I gotta say is this. If I had a sister that did that shit that Elite did to Ellis, that bitch wouldn't be my sister no more. I don't give a fuck about no blood. One thing about me, I could cut you off. If I could cut a friend off, if I could cut anybody, I'll cut a sibling off in a goddamn minute. I don't give a fuck. Elite is full of shit. First of all, why you looking for is why did you even find this ex? And then on top of that, why are you even downloading these naked ass photos of him and sending them to y'all brothers and sisters? Like, that's weird. That's weirdo shit if I ever seen it. So that was part 2, according to Zach Simmons. I know it's more than one part of this, but more than that, but that was part 2 of the video. Now, there's now the YouTuber that's posting this stuff, he goes by the name of Zach Simmons, right? So he's taking all of, Ellis's videos and he putting them all on one video. So that was part 2, which I pretty much split up in half because the video was 2 hours long. So the next part is part 3. So let me see how long that is. Because if it's 2 hours long, I'm gonna have to fucking, split that up too. But I see he's uploaded how many parts to this? It's like 6 parts that he's uploaded. Okay, so part 3 is almost 2 hours, but I think I could get through that. It's just 1 hour and 47 minutes. So I think I could actually make do with that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna come back at 4:30. I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. I'm gonna let this laptop charge. It's probably gonna be 4:30 or 4:45, no later than 5 o'clock. I know it's probably gonna be 4:30 because I know that me and Jamar are going to a show tonight. And yeah, so it's probably gonna be about 4 o'clock. So I'll be back at 4 o'clock. No, 4:30. I'll be back at 4:30, and then we'll be right back. Okay. So that's about it. I'll see you guys in about 2 hours, and we got more family tea to get into. Holla.
That 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get picked, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catching face shots, fire catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact, the bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Where had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's giving.
These bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up. Don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho. Don't ever, ever, ever play us. This the real hustle. We make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit. Talking out they neck. Bitch, we bring the heat every time we step. You fucking with a beast. Fucking with the best. Get money on the east. Plug on the west. Bitch, I'm from the north. But we run this out. Bitch, we outside. What you talking about? Who the fuck is me? Know who the fuck